So before we jump into this week, have you guys got any questions, concerns, thoughts, anything you wanted to share?
I don't think so.
How about you, Amy?
I'm good, thanks.
Right. Well, if you guys are all good, I'm happy to jump straight into it. If you've got anything that you want to share or ask any questions throughout today, just drop a Q or an S in the chat.
Okay.
So this week is all about unleashing your competitive edge. So essentially, I want you to understand, what is it about my business? What is it about me? What is it about my service, my product, that's going to help me stand out from everyone else in the market? Because we know when you go do your beauty course, when you talk to your friends and family or any other salon owners, there's always that dreaded, it's such a saturated industry. And the idea here is, by the end of this module, I want you to learn how to leverage your unique selling point as a marketing advantage. I'm also going to dive a bit into the red ocean versus blue ocean strategy. Have either of you guys heard of this before? No? So, yeah. Or have you, Matisse?
I think you've explained it before, but yeah, I'll need a refresher.
For sure. Well, by the end of this, it'll give you an idea of, okay, am I currently in the red ocean, and what do I need to do, or what can I change to get myself in the blue ocean? But we'll dive into that in more depth later on. And then ultimately, by the end of this, I want you to do some journaling, some reflecting, and identify your unique selling point, which will help you establish a strong point of difference from your competitors. So to jump straight into it, firstly, what is a unique selling point? So it's a specific and distinctive feature, quality, or benefit of a product, service, or business that sets you apart from your competitors. Who here has a favorite activewear brand? Matisse, I can see you're nodding. What's your favorite activewear brand?
Probably Velocity at the moment.
I love Velocity too. They got nice stuff, hey?
Yeah, so much.
What is it about Velocity that you like in comparison to, let's say, Rapid Wear or Rider Wear or Stax? Or Kmart?
I think she's a little bit more inclusive. And I've noticed her leggings, they're for short people, or they fit, a short person a lot better. Whereas like any other brand, you get a small and I have to fold them up at the end so many times. But hers, they just fit perfectly.
I love that. And for you, is there anything else with Velocity that you would go, oh, I can only get this at Velocity, other than, I guess, the height on the leggings? Is it their color range? Is it their quality? Like, is there something else about them that you're like, wow, that really stands out?
I mean, not so much with that. I think she's a little bit more like interactive with, our kind of age group, and yeah.
So is it that she's also the face of the brand and you connect and resonate with her more than other brands?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Super valuable. And why I wanted to bring this up is because when it comes to distinguishing a unique selling point, it can be an idea to think about, what are your favorite brands right now? Activewear is also another saturated marketplace. How many people do you know that have just started up their own activewear brand? They've gone and watched TikTok, saying, oh, this is where Lululemon is sourcing their leggings. I'm just going to go to them too and chuck on my label, and now I'm an activewear owner, like brand owner. When it comes down to the things you like about your brand, the brands you like, sorry, I also want you to think, what could I replicate within my own brand? Like Matisse was saying, I like that she's more engaging, she's more interactive on her stories. And part of that would probably be, okay, Matisse sat here and gone, I have a personal connection. I feel like I know her, or I see what she's up to and it excites me and I'm interested to see what the next thing is. So what could that mean for you? That could mean you were doing the same thing with your brand, in a sense that you're talking about your experience, your journey, you're giving little updates, you're creating that connection with your audience. How many people in the beauty industry actually get on their stories consistently and talk about what they're doing? People do it, I know that. But out of the 2,500 people I'm following, I'm pretty sure most of them just post photos of their work. Is that fair to say? So that's one thing. When it comes down to unique selling point, and make a little note of this as well, don't just think about the feature, quality, or benefit. I also want you to think about the experience as a whole. So I can go anywhere, get my nails done. I can go anywhere, get my lashes done or cosmetic tattooing. But what is it also about the experience that would keep people coming back or want to rave about you to all of their friends? So are you guys all understanding this? Have you got any questions? Am I losing you? You good? So the reason why you would want a unique selling point is because it creates a strong and memorable impression. And this will ultimately influence your target market's decision to choose your business over others. So an example of this may be you're walking down a street and there's a strip of all these restaurants and you feel super overwhelmed. You're not really sure which one to choose. And then all of a sudden you see, okay, this one has a vegan option, or this one has luxury dining, or this one has affordable prices. Like there's always going to be something different that will draw you in. And this is why you want to make sure that you are communicating what your unique selling point is with your audience, so that when they're getting given a bunch of options and they're in that analysis paralysis stage, they can look at yours and go, I feel aligned to that. That's who I want to go to. So I have a previous client. Her name's Yulia. She does nails. And, Eri knows Yulia. I can see that. And one thing that I love about her is she doesn't just do acrylic nails. She does the Japanese gel nails. And that is a unique selling point because it's not as popular or as common. And I think had she just marketed, I do pretty nails and I do nail art, that's not enough. Talking about what these Japanese nails are, how they're different, and why she believes that these are better can also help her business stand out. So what is it about your technique? What is it about your quality? What is it about the products you're using? What is it about your experience that you're offering that's going to help you and your business stand out? Hey, Leanna.
Hello.
So to dive a little deeper into this red ocean versus blue ocean strategy, the red ocean is where I would say 90% of salon owners are. They're competing in an existing marketplace. They're addressing an existing demand. If you're in the red ocean, you're going to always feel like you have to beat competition. You're always exploiting existing demand. You notice yourself making that value cost trade-off. So doing all those discounts, trying to run more promos and specials so that you're cheaper than the salon next door so you can try and get some clients in. And you're always adapting to current trends, or maybe you're a little bit late to the trends. Have any of you ever felt like you've been in the red ocean, or maybe you're currently there now? It's important that you understand this, because without you understanding, you won't have the awareness and you won't be able to think of, okay, how do I get out of here? So the idea is, by you really honing in on your unique selling point, you can take yourself out of that red ocean and come into the blue ocean. So the red ocean, think of it as this bloody sea. Everyone's fighting each other. It's dog eat dog. Like, I'm hoping that I can kind of grab some clients in and, maybe survive the next week. I'm not really sure how to stand out. But then in the blue ocean, you come into this place, you haven't got as much competition. You're just doing you, and what you offer is so unique and purposeful that it attracts a certain type of person in. So the blue ocean would create an uncontested market space. It would build a new demand. It makes the competition irrelevant. You can essentially create and capture a new demand altogether. You break that value cost trade-off, and you are actually a leader in the industry. You're creating and shaping new trends. So if you were to think about this, I'm going to use brow lamination as an example. We know that when brow lamination first came out, there was obviously a few people that were just doing it, or even wispy lashes. And those people, they created that trend. They stayed ahead of the competition. They created something that had this existing, well, it didn't have an existing demand. They were building a new demand for something that people wanted. They wanted fuller, thicker, and fluffier brows. Now, what happened over time is those pioneers, the people that started off, maybe people were questioning it. Oh, what is this? Should I try it? And as they're trying it and going, oh, this is cool, I like this, the trend started to grow. Those businesses were known as the people who first started with all of that. And then everyone else started jumping on the bandwagon. Now they're going and doing training courses. Now they're all offering brow lamination. And then all of a sudden, can you see how trends like start, they go up and then they kind of go back down? Now everyone's doing it. Now you've got to think about, okay, well, what is it about my brow lamination that I do differently? Do I give them an aftercare kit? Do I use a certain type of product? So what will happen sometimes, and the reason why I gave that example is because you will sometimes have people copy you, or the trend, at first you might be the start of that trend, and then eventually everyone else will start to do it. So it's like, what is it about your way that is different? Is this making sense? Yep. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm like trying to explain this in the best way possible and give some analogies and examples for you guys to understand. If I'm talking from a trainer perspective, for example, let's say I wanted to offer lash training. I knew when I did my lash training, it was a one-day course. I didn't really have any support afterwards. And it was just, get your 5 sets done, send your photos in, you get your certificate. And I was thinking to myself, am I allowed to actually go out and do lashes? And I realized I wasn't taught taping techniques. I wasn't really taught how to, do refills properly. There were a lot of things missing. And so if I decided, hey, I want to go out and be a lash trainer, instead of just going, yep, here's your lash course, one day, do your 5 people, send the photos in, get certified. My point of difference may be I offer ongoing mentorship. I offer an online platform. I offer the opportunity for you to come in and do an upskilling day every quarter at a discounted rate or something like that. So that way they've got that ongoing support, as opposed to, yep, do the course, get certified, see you later. So all of a sudden that everyone who's a lash trainer and just offering a course, that is a saturated market. How do I know if I'll choose to go with you? But if I knew that Sammy is the only person who's offering lash training and ongoing mentorship with high levels of support afterwards, then people who are looking for a better quality experience and going to get more value would most likely go for the ongoing mentorship. So I want you to take in what I'm saying right now and think about your products or services and how you could potentially apply this to them. So this part, and you will get the worksheet uploaded today, I've got some journaling questions for you to help you get clear on your unique selling point. And just like your branding, just like understanding your target market and ideal client, it is something that you really want to dive deep into and question. So my first question is, what do you enjoy most about the products or services you offer? So explore the aspects of your offerings that genuinely excite you. These can often be the aspects that set you apart. Does anyone have something off the top of their head that they enjoy the most about a product or service you have in your business? No one? Do you want me to pick? I'm going to ask you, Amy.
Yeah. The service that I enjoy doing, that I have been enjoying doing it for the last 5 years, is eyebrow waxing tint, Brazilian, and facial. The product that I love selling is Dermagica, and I use it in professional as well.
Okay, I love that. I'm going to, instead of doing the services, I'm actually going to ask you about the product. Why is it that you love Dermalogica?
Well, firstly, it's because they have ongoing support, because they're obviously coming out with new products every single month, well, not literally, but every single year. So they have this rep coming to see me every single month to talk about it, and if I have any questions, so I have that support. Yes, their product may work the same as the other brand, but because I have that support of knowing what's ingredient and what works for the skin and stuff like that, and how to recommend to client, it helps. And because they have professional range, and I can do facial, like peels, micro needling, microblading, and such.
Thanks for the insight. That's really valuable. I think if you were to put that in why you love that brand or why you work with it, A, because you're using that in your salon, and B, because you've got aligned aftercare products that also help enhance those results, that is a unique selling point. It's not like you're just doing one brand and then another, or no aftercare at all. You want your clients to get the best results. So that's why you believe, in your experience, these products have worked the best, and that's why you stock them.
Yeah.
Does that kind of help with, well, we'll go through the questions and at the end it'll all kind of come together. So I'm going to call you guys out. I just want to share and get to know a bit more about your brands. Thank you, Amy, for that one. I also want you to think about, okay, what compliments or positive feedback have you received? Now, this might be directly or indirectly. So look for recurring themes or specific features that customers appreciate. I'm going to ask Matisse, what positive feedback do you receive from a lot of your clients, whether it's in testimonials, screenshots, or you've heard other things from people that know your clients?
I was actually just thinking of that in terms of like lash training. When I eventually start doing that, I already have a lot of my lash clients are lash techs. And they always ask me different advice on like different sets I've done and the mapping and how I've created something, even like the products I'm using to create that. And they all say like it's things they wouldn't have thought of themselves. The lashes I'm using, they wouldn't think to go so short. They wouldn't think to go like work in the layers and things like that. So, I mean, I get all those kind of compliments from other lash techs already, but I mean, I'm not even training yet. This is just all what I'm putting into my work to start with.
Well, that's awesome feedback if you haven't even started yet. Imagine what it'll be like once you do start.
Yeah, I know.
My question to you is, out of all those compliments and that feedback you have received, what would that look like in terms of a keyword or phrase to represent that? So this could be about you as a trainer. I've got one in mind, but I'd probably like to hear you first.
It's hard to think of one for yourself, isn't it? I think it would be like a relatable and helpful kind of. Yeah, I don't know. What was yours?
Does anyone else have any suggestions? Drop them in the chat if you do. My one that came to mind in terms of they're obviously looking up to you, they find answers that they don't, or you have suggestions that they wouldn't have thought of. I'd say you're highly knowledgeable in what you do.
Yeah.
Because you've obviously tried, like I've known you for a while, and it's not like you just went and used one product and you're like, that's the one, I'm sticking with it. I know that you've gone and tried different glues, you've gone and tried lots of different brands. So you are highly knowledgeable in that sense. And you've got like a diverse amount of knowledge as well across a range of products and services within the lash realm.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay.
So when I'm asking you these questions, what I want you to do is journal. And then if you've got some keywords in there that can kind of summarize, you'll compile them into a list. And when it comes to next week, I'll be teaching you how to write copy, as in doing your captions and stuff. Having that list of keywords to refer back to can be really helpful because it can just spark ideas. Because if you value something or you want to be known for that thing and you never talk about it, your audience is never going to know. So just start creating a little list and thinking, oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Oh, one in the chat. What have we got? Clientele all feel comfortable and relaxed once we're going through my consultation, and they're excited about the outcome and creativity of the knowledge I give them. So what would you, if you were to give a little phrase to explain that, Nikki, what would that look like?
Probably, so when I get all clientele in, I always give them a compulsory consultation to see what they're after, what they want their outcome to look like for their lashes. And if I also then go look at their lashes and I'm like, look, that's unrealistic. It's not going to happen for you, but we can work for something that is similar to what you're after, but it's healthier on your lashes. Like if they want to go full ball 13, 14 and their lashes aren't going to handle it, then they just have to go down. Or if they don't know anything about lashes, I just give them the knowledgeable of like your weights, your lengths, your styles, and what styles also suit different face shapes and what I think will suit their facial features the best, and what they're after. So mixing them all together, then they feel more comfortable and relaxed with what they're about to receive, and they get excited about when they look at them. They're like, okay, yeah, this is what I wanted. And then if it's not, then we just go, look, we can just change it up and you refill. Like this isn't permanent. Like you can always change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing. When you were saying those things, obviously it's kind of similar to Matisse in the sense that you're knowledgeable in what you're doing. I would be using key phrases or words like you prioritize natural health and you like to enhance natural features. That's kind of what popped up for me. I don't know if you guys had any other ideas, thoughts or suggestions, but having that sentence there, that's great. You've identified. Now it's time to refine.
Yeah.
Does that sit well with you?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thank you. So the next one is what values and principles guide my business. So we would have dived into this in terms of when we did the branding and when we also spoke about your ideal client target market. So you should already have a list of values. Who went through the list that I gave, that example one, and ticked which values felt most aligned to them? Liana did? If you don't mind me asking, what were, 3 or 5 of your key values? Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry, just unmuted myself. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll just bring it up because there are a few that I did list. That was week 1, wasn't it? Yeah.
See?
Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine. I'll just keep talking. But basically what you want is you want to look at those values, because if you value something, it should be a part of you. Like, for example, if I value natural health, I want to also make sure that, hey, natural health is somewhere advertised frequently within my business. So you know how you come across a brand, you look at their website and you see they've got a few keywords or phrases. Sometimes you may find that those keywords or phrases are both a unique selling point and also a value to them. So they might overlap a bit. And that's why I've included this question.
All right, I've got them if you're ready for me.
Yeah, ready when you are.
I said approachability, attention to detail, belonging, care, consistency, inspiration from like a business point of view, even though for me, like I look at my business and I'm like, I'm not where I want to be yet. I've actually had quite a lot of girls like message me and pop in my DMs and be like, oh, I've been thinking of, going and studying skin or whatever it might be. Your business looks really amazing, and had some nice feedback from people that are at the starting point, or even that are working full-time jobs and are miserable and don't want to do it anymore. And they're asking me about like my pathway and how I got there. So in the long run, I'd like to continue inspiring people. And then I also had skill, relationships, and knowledge.
Skill, relationships, and knowledge. I love that. Now, out of those ones, is there one that really stands out when, if I were to come to you, it would be the one you want to be known for the most out of all of those?
Knowledge, hands down. And that's been the recurring theme or like keyword, if you will. When I have a look at my Google reviews, everyone's like, you're so knowledgeable. I got like great advice on what to do with my skin that I wasn't able to get elsewhere, and that sort of thing. So that was, definitely like the top one for me.
Awesome. I definitely jot that one down. Sounds like you already are on the right path. Thanks for sharing.
No worries.
I like this. I like you all have your own things that you're doing in your own way. There's a bunch of different services here, but you're all passionate about what you do. And that inspires me, to be honest. It's good to be in a room full of people like that. Another question: what is the one thing my business does exceptionally well? So what's an aspect of your business that stands out? It could be the quality of your products, outstanding customer service, a unique process, or something else. So this is one question I would actually put a little side note. Question yourself about the experience you're offering. What is something about your experience that you're offering that is just exceptional, or it's different from other people? I think the nail salon is a really easy one for me to use. I've got a couple nail techs in here. I know that if I'm to go to the nail salon on my street, it's walk in, what do you want? Point. The only question I get asked is how long and what shape. The rest of the appointment's quiet, and I have about 3 different people change who does my nails throughout the process. Now, for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm too scared to say if something's wrong. I'm not really sure. It's just an uncomfortable experience. That's why I don't go. But in saying that, I have been to other nail techs. I walk in, they greet me at the door. They've gone and got me a little cup of tea. They've made sure I feel really comfortable. They've brought out this beautiful chart and explained to me what all the different shapes are, and then, given me some suggestions. They've just really over-delivered in terms of their quality. They explain about their process and the products they're using. And once I leave, not only do I have awesome nails, but I feel happy that I've invested my money into them, and I feel like I had a great experience and that I want to come back. So in terms of your experience, what is it that you're offering that's different? My aura and personality adjust to each individual. My atmosphere is soothing and inviting. I love that, Nikki. You're creating a safe space for people to want to come in. It's not I think we can all relate to this. especially in beauty, but in some businesses in general, you know, when you walk into a business and they're your best friend, they take your money and then it's like you're gone, you know, or, you know, they just don't even care about you unless you're paying them money. And I think in terms of us as women, us in beauty, having that care factor and really creating a valuable experience is what keeps your brand. It allows your business to grow. People want to rave about you to all of their friends. You know, good news can travel as well as it does bad. Like, you know, when someone says something bad, it goes all over the internet. Well, so does when something is good. And it's like, what am I doing to make this not just good, making it incredible, making it valuable for them? Does anyone have anything that is different about their experience they offer in their salon that they've been complimented on by clients or that they think is pretty cool? They want to share?
Me.
Go for it, Amy.
So yeah, no, it's not a big deal. So I work from home here.
Yep.
But my room, my beauty room's at the front, is like the master bedroom that have toilet in it, bathroom. One particular client has popped in my head, like, oh, I just came from a translation from work. Thought I would go to toilet, but I don't want to go there, so I'll go to you because I know it's nicer. I'm like, oh yeah, go for it. Go use my toilet. That's why it's there. So that's like one thing. It's a beauty from home. The toilet is right there, like easy access. And of course, I'll make it nice and like a little hand towel on the side so they can just wipe their own and chuck it aside.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. That's really cool. Yeah, I think now that you've said that, whenever I go to my lash tech, I always use a toilet and I'm like, they just got their bathroom renovated. And I'm like, this is nice.
Handy. Handy for women.
Yeah, for sure. And if you've got like a little candle going or some, I don't know, incense or something, for sure. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for sharing. What have I got? I've got another comment. I always make sure that if they feel comfortable, especially using the machine with the drill, oh yes, nails. And it is important to educate clients as well as they sometimes have wrong information from social media. Oh yeah. I saw it on TikTok. Oh, did ya? Is there a journal article to support that one? Or, you know, is it just people making up things? I think there is a lot of false information going around for sure. Explaining that and making sure that people know that both in salon and in terms of your content can be incredibly valuable, positioning yourself as an expert. I just saw you jump off, Mike. Did you have something to share, Liana?
I'm such a like chatty Betty that I don't want to like talk too much, but I feel like I always have like something to contribute. So apologies.
I love it.
Everyone.
We're here for it. It's a safe space.
I have a few little things, but I feel like it's the little things that make a big difference. So I have these really yummy little cookies that I leave for everyone at the end of their facial treatments. And then I also have like little affirmation cards as well, because I'm very science-based, but I also think mindset shift and perspective, how you look at things, is really important. And people really love that. And then I'm very surprised, but I'm sure all of you guys have heard of like the ice glow facial massages.
Yeah, are they like the big white?
Yeah, the cold ones. Yeah, the white, like blue, pink. So I use them in all of the facial treatments, basically, besides like peels and skin needling. And people love it. And I don't see many other places that offer it, at least not around me. So I really like those three things to kind of, like tie the whole experience together.
Done a video to showcase that at all?
Yeah, plenty.
Okay, that's awesome that you're doing that. I think as well, you know, complimentary cookie and then talking about why you give the cookies. I think that's a nice little touch for sure.
Yeah.
And they're gonna remember that. So the little things that make all the difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for sharing. I'm loving this. This is so wholesome. I love that you guys are passionate about what you do. What are the gaps you see in the market that your business fills? I feel like calling you out here, Matisse, just because I know you're doing this from the perspective of becoming a trainer. When you come to doing your lash training, what's something that you saw as a gap in the market and you're like, I want to make a difference?
I think it definitely, with the training days, a lot of places just do, 1 day or 3 days or even 5, but it's not really long enough to know everything you need to know with lashes. Even the course I did, it was over 5 weeks, but it was only 5 days, and they didn't teach you nearly enough for what you need to know. I had to teach myself so much. But having that ongoing support too, and I like what you said before about having like a discount to future masterclass type things, that's something that I would really want to do. But yeah, I think it's just making sure you suit each individual student rather than, just having it as a universal course. I would want to make it like adjust the course each time to suit that individual student.
So in terms of you refining this,
Mhm.
would you be okay if I shared a few ideas that just popped to mind when you were telling me that?
Yeah, definitely.
So I would be looking at, okay, if that's what you're offering and that's that gap, a personalized training experience, high levels of one-on-one time, ensuring that they're competent. So like high levels of competency, all those kind of words will help position you differently as like, I'm just a lash trainer. No, I'm a lash trainer who ensures, insert those kind of words there.
Yeah.
And then if you want to do carousels, you can actually have, this is just a content idea for everyone, but each unique selling point or value as your title, your header, and then why you value that. Why do you offer this? And giving like a little backstory or just some key points. That will also help build, trust, build a relationship. I feel more connected to you. If that feels aligned, I'm going to want to choose you. Sound good?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So next questions are, if my business were a person, what 3 words would best describe it? Who haven't I heard from today? I haven't heard from Jazz. If your business was a person, what 3 words would best describe it?
Kind, confident, and oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. Welcoming.
Welcoming.
Yeah.
Jot those down. Those are definitely something that you can put towards your unique selling point.
Mm-hmm.
The idea here is that I know it's really awkward. Like you're thinking, okay, if my business were a person, like what kind of words would I use? But that is something that I encourage you to think about, because if you can get those key words instead of writing a whole paragraph about who you are, they will be easy to put into your copy. They'll be easy to tie a phrase together that will pretty much sum up what your unique selling point is. Thanks for sharing. I'm excited. Does anyone else have anything three words to describe their business? I don't even know what I would describe my business as. Sarcastic, humorous, knowledgeable. Also, number 1 hype girl, that would be me. Motivator. And then the last question I've got here is, what have I learned from my competitors and how can I do it differently? Because there's no joke here. We've got competitors. I'm all for community and collaboration over competition, but like there's always people that are out there offering the same thing as you. And what are some things that you've gone, hell no, I would never offer that or do that? Or because hell no, I would never offer or do that. What's the opposite of that? How do I make it better? a lot of people I've spoken to, you know, they've spoken about my boss was so this, or we use these products, or we got rushed in and out and it was so stressful. All of those negatives or all of those challenges you've come across when you've either been a client at someone's salon, you've either worked for another boss in the beauty industry, or maybe you've worked in another industry as a whole and you just thought, oh, this was something bad. What can you learn from that? What can you take away and make it better? So an example is I had a previous client and she was working at a chain brow salon. And basically the owner there said, you need to be 45 minutes on the dot, get them in, get them out. Because that means we can fit in X amount of clients, we can make this much money. Now, what she didn't realize is that the quality and level of the brows that their staff were doing were not up to standard because they were rushed. They also had clients coming in and waiting, and then their appointments going over time, and it just put an entire stress over the business. So when my client came to me and she's like, oh, you know, this time and I'm so stressed out, I don't know what to do. I said, okay, well, what was the worst thing that came from that? She listed out all the things. And I said, what would we actually need to look at changing, or what could we improve in the future to make it more of a valuable experience to the client? And also you not to be stressed out and enjoy your day. And so what we did as we looked at, okay, what is the time it actually takes you on average to deliver this service? And then we added in a 5 to 10 minute buffer time. So that if she needed to go over, or if she needed a bit of time to process the sale, go through aftercare and rebook the client, she had that time. And although she didn't have quote unquote back-to-back clients where one's waiting on the chair, you get that one off and pay and then it's in and out, she actually developed a stronger relationship with her clients. She ended up doing high quality services because she had the given time frame, and it was a win-win for everyone. So that's just one example of taking a negative and turning it into a positive, or changing it in a way that's going to not only benefit your business, but also benefit the clients that are coming in. Who here has gotten into the beauty industry because they've worked for someone else and decided I can do this better or in my own way? Anyone? Or have you all just gone and done courses and done your own thing?
I've worked in the company for 5 years and now I'm doing it from home. It's so much better.
And what is it about, like, what you learn at the company that you're like, oh, I want to do this differently?
What I've done differently for the past 4 months opening my business from home is the time. Like, let's say our brow waxing tint, I only had 20 minutes to do a balance. And now from home, I have half an hour. So I can, because some clients don't really take the tint that well. Mainly the time, quality, and personal, with client kind of thing. Ask more questions and what they like about this and that and this. Where I used to work is all about in and out. Yep, you want this, get done and out.
Yeah, I think the in and out mentality is definitely something we see far too often in the beauty industry. Thank you for sharing. That is a valuable insight. I also want to add, don't just think about it in the salon context. Think about it in marketing. You know, what are some things that you take inspiration from that you want to put your own spin on when it comes to content, when it comes to ideas, when it, even sometimes specials. I remember I had a client who did cosmetic tattooing and she did this refer a friend discount. And it worked really well, to the point where all the other people that were following her that were cosmetic tattoo artists started copying her. And although it is frustrating and annoying at the same time, it just goes to show, how I was talking about that red ocean versus the blue ocean. She was getting ahead. People were like, oh, she's obviously doing something, it's working for her. And then they adapt late to the trend. So just think, we can always learn something from our biggest mistakes, our biggest failures, having conversations with other people, your competitors. Doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom. It's an awesome opportunity for you to check in and go, okay, cool. What have I learned from this? what could be improved in the future, or how could we do it different? Does anyone else have anything they wanted to share on this question? Eri,
Yes.
take the stage, girlfriend.
Yeah, I just wanted to share one story, and I learned from my competitors. And then there's one lady, she constantly talks about clients who canceled on last minute, or she didn't pay in full. And then I feel like posting on story on social media, because I feel like if I was a customer, I felt like attacked by their text. So seeing the post makes me think that I don't want to do it. Does that make sense?
But so you've seen other people always posting cancellations, and then you don't want to post up cancellations?
Yeah, because customer cancel it in last minute, and then she mentioned about it, and then this is only my income, and I don't do this, blah blah blah, and then she just does that every day. So it just makes me think that, like, I don't know, it's just it's maybe the better way of saying
Okay.
policy.
I think I hear where you're coming from. Is it more that the outcome here is that you want to speak to the people that are canceling and give them the message that, you know, you are a sole business owner and this does affect your income, but you're trying to do it in a better way? Is that?
Yeah. Because I just personally don't want to post anything on my social media who canceled in the last minute. I know it's affected, but I feel like there's other way to do it.
There's definitely different ways, and some people will come out of a place of frustration and anger, and other people you can spin it in a positive light. So an example of this could be, you know, she's obviously upset, she's pissed off, she's like, client, you know, I've just lost my $500 for the day, blah blah blah. Like, for starters, I would never do anything out of anger, and I would also think about how is that impacting my brand, because other people are going to see that and think, oh crap, if I ever go to her and cancel, she's going to call me out. I'm not going there. So what's the opposing side of calling people out and attacking them? The bad people. What the opposite of that is to praise the people who respect and value your time and that do come to appointments. So, you know, with a few, recent cancellations, I just want to say I really appreciate and respect the clients that understand I'm a small business owner and they value my time as much as I value theirs. You know, if you're looking to cancel, please ensure that you give 24 hours or 48 hours notice before your appointment so that the spot can be filled or whatever it is. But instead of attacking and going, you know, I'm sick of clients doing this to me, you know, playing that whole victim mindset, flip it and praise the people that do respect you for your time. It'll come across in a much more positive light.
Yeah, definitely.
How's everyone feel about that? When you get a next cancellation, do you think you're going to implement that one? Yeah, I'd hope so. The other thing that you can do with cancellations is you can, and this is just a bit of a sidebar, something that I've learned and picked up over the years is, look, you get a cancellation, having no one come in means no money. But if you can fill that spot with a discount or you can create it into a content opportunity, at least you're getting something for that time rather than nothing. So what I would do is when I had cancellations, depending on the time and everything like that, I would say an exclusive, an exclusive or rare appointment has become available. And then, you know, DM to book, or I would say, if you have a specific thing you wanted to create content for, I've got a content spot available to fill, and then just create it into that and have it as an exclusively discounted price. So instead of always promoting last minute cancellations, no shows, I would just say a rare appointment has become available. Oh, I missed a note, a little message. Professional versus petty. Love that. I love that. Professional versus petty, 100%. I think people don't consider how it looks from the outside, and they get too caught up in like, I'm frustrated right now, I'm going to put it on social media. And it is really easy to fall into that trap. But what you've got to think about is, okay, if I was in that client's position, or if I was in someone who was potentially going to buy from you their shoes, how would that be perceived from the outside? You know, if I was a business coach and I'm offering strategy sessions and people don't come up to my Zooms, you don't see me going, yeah, well, I can't believe this person didn't show up. They obviously don't want to grow their business, and like completely personally attack them and bag them out without saying their name. It just doesn't look professional. Just don't do it. It's my best advice, straight out. So I'm sure you're thinking, okay, we've got all these questions. Maybe there's a few keywords. You'll have the worksheets to journal. But what should your unique selling point kind of entail? I've got 10 things here. It's just to give you an idea. Your unique selling point should be valuable to customers. So obviously they want it. They value it. It should be memorable. You know, I can remember that this is Matisse offers this, or Amy offers this, or Ari has this. I remember, I know it's her for her. It should be concise. So like I was speaking about with Nikki, she's putting in this beautiful paragraph, and I'm like, what key words or phrases can we extract from that make it clear and concise? We want it to be relevant. You want it to be relevant to the services you're offering, the products you're selling, or the experience that you deliver. Now, your unique selling point should ultimately be supported by evidence. Actually, I wanted to, a little side note. I just recently had a one-on-one session with one of my clients in my Beauty Boss Mastermind. They're actually two. They're both cosmetic injectors. And one of the other cosmetic injecting salons where they are says that they use the Botox brand for injectables. Now, they started off that when they first opened up their business, but they actually use a cheaper brand and a different one. So the moral of the story here is, don't make big claims and say you're using the highest quality products or that you do this when you're doing the complete opposite. You know, be congruent and authentic. The other thing here to be supported by evidence is know that you can deliver that result. You know, don't say you can do mega volume lashes and make a nice big full set when after 2 hours, their lashes look like you've just done a hybrid set. It's pretty much using your initiative. Sorry, Liana?
I have so many questions on that.
Hit me.
Do they charge, say, disc-bought prices, because I'm presuming that's what they're using, and then, charge Botox prices and use disc-bought? Isn't that like mad illegal?
That's what people do. They're trying to increase their profit margins. We had a whole conversation about it. I was like, you know, be congruent in what you do. Don't worry about what other people are doing, but what you can, instead of, like I was saying, what are your competitors doing and how can you do it differently? You know, we ensure that all the products we use and what we are marketing is what we're actually using in Salon.
Sorry to swear, but that's fucked up.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think that's okay at all.
Oh no, I know. Just, that's crazy. People are terrible. Yeah. Anyway, that's my bit.
You'd be surprised, hey, like it's so hard because you want to have the benefit of the doubt and you just want to believe that everyone in this industry has all their clients' best interests at heart, but
yeah, not to mention that you're not meant to, as a cosmetic injector, use those terms too. There's so many layers to that, but anyway, that's wild.
Yeah. So, well, I guess this kind of leads in perfectly with it should be aligned with your business in terms of value, in terms of, you know, what you're offering. Like your unique selling point needs to be aligned. It should be flexible. So it works for all your clients. It's not just, okay, I can only deliver it on this one client. For example, you know, if you're offering cosmetic tattooing, and you say your unique selling point is to give them full fluffy brows, but you're obviously offering feather touch, which is a bit more natural, and it's not going to be the same as other ones. Like, you want to be able to offer that flexible, unique selling point, especially if you offer more than one service. So what's something generalized that you could say across the board with all your services? And this is more where your experience keywords would come into play. You want it to be focused, so focused on what you're doing. You want it to be authentic. You want it to be authentic to your brand or to you. So this will be in the worksheet. You can put some keywords, jot some ideas down. I've put some ideas here for you. If you've done my challenge before, I did include this. It's just to give you some ideas. It's not to say that these are the right ones, they're the perfect ones. It just, you know, when you're getting a bit of like a mind blank and you're thinking, oh, what does Sammy mean? I don't really understand. I've just put these in here so you can have a look through. So you got advanced knowledge, client experience, natural health. Maybe you're a celebrity or influencer stylist. You have flexible availability. Maybe you've got a great location and it's convenient for people to travel to. Maybe you really value the client experience and you follow them up. Make sure you check in with their aftercare, because their aftercare is going to hold them accountable. They're going to get better results. You're going to get better results for them ultimately. I can say this for people that are in skin. And then you've got your speed and efficiency. So maybe you've been doing this for some time and you've really nailed down and honed in your skill set, so you know you can efficiently deliver that service within a certain time frame. You've got your guarantee. You know, I have a customer satisfaction guarantee. You know, if you're not happy with this, within 24 or 48 hours, contact us and we'll get you back in and we'll fix it up for you. Memberships. Do you offer memberships? You know, are you bilingual? Do you attract other people that speak another language? You know, does that feel like it's a safe environment, comfortable environment for them? Style or specialist. The easiest way I can describe this is there a certain style? So, for example, if I was a lash tech, maybe my unique selling point is that I'm amazing at mega volume, or I'm amazing at wispy volume lashes. If I was a cosmetic tattoo artist, maybe my style that I specialize in is, you know, powder brows. That's what I'm a master at. Or maybe it's feather touch. What I mean by specialist is, you know how you have those one-stop shops, everyone's offering any service under the sun. Those are the salons that usually don't last. They don't grow. And the reason being, I'll give you an analogy. Let's say you needed to get leg surgery. You've got like this, you know, broken leg and it's growing back sideways. Talking from personal experience. And you're thinking, okay, I want to get it straightened. You're going to go to the doctor, you're looking at getting a referral and they're saying, who do you want me to refer you to? Do you go to the surgeon who does a little bit of, you know, everything, or do you go to the person who has studied, specialized, and has the most experience and expertise in doing the bones or the legs or whatever it is? Going to go to the expert. And this is why when I say, you know, be the master of one or max like 2 or 3, don't try to offer 10 different services. Like, you want to be known for being the best at what you do. So what does that look like? Being a specialist in. Now, it might not be that one service. It might be cosmetic tattooing, or it might be brows as a broader topic, or it might be lashes. If you look at all the salons who are thriving, you look at, you know, what they're offering the services. They end up having a team under them. They offer trainings and all of that. Generally speaking, they're just doing it for that one niche. So if this is triggering you, if this is making you think, oh my gosh, Sammy, stops, you know, I love doing it all. There's nothing wrong with that. But in terms of when it comes down to your marketing and growing a client base and building your brand, I want you to really hone in on like, what are those 1 or 2 things that I want to be known as the expert for? And then, you know, if you've got the clients in there, you can always, you know, after they get to know you, you can say, oh, by the way, I offer these. and upsell them into different services. But if you're trying to sell them everything and anything, it's going to give them mixed messaging. So then we've also got retention result. You know, how good are your results? Do they last? Have you got compliments? Have you got proof to back that up? First thing that comes to mind is lashes and nails. When they've lasted really well and they're coming in for their refill and you see that photo of it outgrown, and then you obviously tell people how long that's lasted for and show the quality. You know, people are investing in beauty. They want to know that their results, they're going to get the most value out of them, or it's going to last. Training academy. So this can be a unique thing. If you're offering the service and you're also offering trainings, that's also positioning you as an expert. That's also something that's unique, because not only are you a master at what you do, you actually are a master in the sense that you are teaching other people those skills. They're transferable. Any ideas here? Anything landing for anyone? Anyone want to share anything? Is this all making sense? Yep. Nikki, take the stage.
Sorry, I was just having a snack. When you're talking about the style specialist, like you're pinpointing like one service, does that also go into, say, lashes?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you see some people, they just focus on volume, and then others you see they do all. Does it lead into that, or is it just that's more so of what they prefer to be doing, instead of like you go your classics, your hybrids, your wet sets, wispy sets, volumes type thing?
So specialist, if you were offering multiple services, which would be within the lash extension, for example, you are doing, you know, your hybrids, classics, volumes, then I would be marketing my unique selling point as I'm a lash specialist.
Yeah.
But in terms of the style, I might, if I was only offering, for example, mega volume lashes, or you could probably get away with volume because volume is, you know, Russian volume, mega volume, all of that, then that would be more so the style.
Yeah.
So style is the one kind of specific service, and then specialist is the niche or the broader category of that service.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So which one do you think you are leading toward?
Specialist. I like doing all of them because I like to cater for everyone. Not everyone likes volume. Some people just like classics.
So lash extension specialist?
Yeah. Because I was doing lash lifts too, but I have put that to the side for the moment. And I'm just focusing on just my lash extensions at the moment.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I hope that gives you a bit more clarity, and I trust that helps. If you've got any questions or anything, send me a message after and we can have a chat about it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. So pretty much all of these things, those questions, they are going to be in the worksheet. So what I want you to do for your homework is answer them. And then, like I've kind of hinted before, start compiling a list of keywords or phrases that describe your salon. I put salon, but this is, you know, your products, your services, your experience, your brand. And then once you've got those questions there, you've got your keywords and phrases, I want you to think about, how can I create, you know, 1 to 2 sentences that will define your unique selling point? How's everyone feel about that? Sound good? I'm going to have a mental breakdown because it seems like too much work. I'm loving it. Everyone's loving my sense of humor today. I'm here for it.
I have a question.
Go for it.
I'm struggling a little bit about the niche.
Okay.
So
tell me more.
I've been working with this company, or I started beauty therapist, right? And I've been working with the company for 5 years, and I've been doing everything like waxing, lash tinting, lash lift, facial, and spray tan. So now I don't do spray tan anymore because that I don't have the room for it, and I'm not really into that. And looking at my skin, I don't have to. And but I do love waxing, facial, and lash lift. Now I know that's a bit too much there, but I just don't know how to bring it just one, because I do have lots of clients from my previous job which just shut down, which I get that opportunity to grab them and bring it with me. And I have waxing, like face wax, eyebrow waxing tin, lash lift, and facial. So there's a lot, and I just don't know, for the last few months or 4 months, I don't know how to niche it down. It's so hard.
Lifts. So in terms of what your most popular services are, like if you said, 100% of clients, and then you kind of break them up into percentages, what would that breakup look like across those 3 services?
Eyebrow waxing tin and Brazilian.
Okay.
Facial.
What do you enjoy the most? Is another.
The most at the moment is Brazilian and eyebrow waxing tin.
And what makes you more money?
Brazilian.
Brazilian.
Oh, 50-50.
Okay. Well, if you're having a bit of a situation where you're thinking, I'm not really sure, I love all of them, and people sit there, you like, what kind of things overlap there? What I'm hearing is waxing specialist in terms of Brazilian and brows, they overlap. And then you've also got something to do with like skin or facial or something like that. So maybe those 2 as opposed to doing 3. So just think, okay, what ones kind of overlap, what works well together. Okay. And then it doesn't have to be one. Like, I'm not saying, ditch all your other services, like to hell with them. I'm just saying, think about what you want to refine. Because for me, I think it's really easy for me to use examples from what I was doing. But when I was posting, hey, I'm doing lashes, and now I'm doing a lash lift, and now I'm doing brow waxing, and oh, by the way, I actually do makeup on the weekends and stuff. It just sends out too many mixed messages and signals. So maybe one week you're focusing on promoting the lashes and the
eyebrows,
the facials, and then the next week you're doing like waxing.
Okay.
Might be brow, might be that, or it might be like kind of like 2-week increments or something like that. But just think about, don't try to do it all. What do you enjoy? What makes you money? And what do clients like? Those are the 3 questions I would be asking. And if it is kind of equal across the board and that's working for you so far, then roll with it. Don't fix something that isn't broken, but just have a look and think, okay, what's going to feel most aligned to you? Because I can tell you all this stuff. I can give you guidance and support, but each and every one of you, remind yourself, take this with a grain of salt. And, go out and try different things until you find what works for you. I know some coaches go, this is the way, this is the right way, this is the only way, but I am so not like that. I think each salon, each service, your personality, your clientele, all of that comes into play. So just trial and test and see what works for you is my best advice. I trust that helps. All right. Has this been valuable for you guys? Have you got any questions, thoughts, queries that you want to share before we wrap up? You all clear on what your homework is?
I just wanted to give a little bit of feedback because I'm just feeling really confident in actually knowing what to post to socials, which is really great. Whereas before I just didn't feel aligned with it. I know you've got to trial and test things and there's a bit of A/B testing, but I kind of felt all over the place with it. And even like coming into week 3, I just feel a lot better about keywords and just how to articulate things and a little less scrambled brain. So yeah, it's been really good so far.
Oh, thank you.
I have to agree.
I'm excited. You know, when you launch a new product or service and you kind of get a bit nervous and you're like, are people going to like this? You know, is it going to last? Like, is it going to make an impact? That's what it feels like for me right now. You know, putting out my knowledge out there, you kind of go, will people understand it? And that's why I want to check in with you guys and build that relationship, because I don't want you to feel like you're not valued. I don't want you to feel like this is overwhelming and makes no sense. And the reason why these first 3 weeks are a little bit slower and more of a deep dive is because without that foundation of information, it's like trying to build a house and putting the roof on. You haven't even got the concrete slab. We're building that concrete slab right now. And in the upcoming weeks, we're going to learn about compelling copy. So learning how to write your captions, learning how to structure your content. So giving you some frameworks and understanding, you know, engaging headlines through to call to actions and all of those things. Without you guys doing the groundwork of what we've done in these weeks, it is really hard to be able to understand how to actually do the marketing strategy. So I want to make it really clear. Yes, there are lead generation strategies in this course. Yes, there is how to write posts and create captions and all of that complex but exciting stuff made easy for you. But like, I appreciate you guys showing up to these calls. I appreciate you guys for doing your homework, reaching out when you have questions. And I look really forward to continue to grow with you on this journey. So thank you.
And one week's blending like really well into the next, I feel. And you can see that it's, all that foundational work, and it makes me really excited to dive deeper into like the captions and how to actually write them so they're a bit more compelling too.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sharing with you everything I know for sure.
Oh,
Well,
thank you, Sammy.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'm excited to see how you guys progress through. And in terms of this, what I will do is I'll upload this. I'll put a little announcement out. I'll put something in the group chat as well, since I've got everyone's usernames now. And if you've got any questions or anything in between, send it back. I'm happy to give feedback. Otherwise, have an incredible week, and I will see you next Monday for our call.
Thank you.
Everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.